Here we are again at the Woké Poké doing some general discussion and just a random battle of I don't know what he's got, he knows what I have, so this should be interesting. But yeah, we really just kind of wanted to talk about the new changes that are happening this upcoming season for the Pokemon TCG and what that kind of means going forward. I know, Grant, you had some definite thoughts about this.
Yeah, so we haven't really gotten to talk to you guys since NAIC, the beginning or before NAIC. So we figured we'd come and they made some changes to the TCG on this upcoming season. They've announced some of the locations for the TCG or for the regionals and NAIC for next season. So we just had the idea of just having some casual games, kind of talking it over, what the new cards are going to look like, the meta is going to look like, what traveling is going to look like. A lot of cool changes, not a ton of changes, but one dramatic change to the game that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But, we're getting this year's rotation that we're all going to be looking forward to. So just a lot of stuff to kind of like generalize and go over, that we can look forward to starting, it's July when this video is going to be posted. So it is officially the start of next season.
We're in July. That means our challenges and cups will be starting up again this month. So get ready for those live streams. And then, the I think, well, one of the biggest change, obviously, being with the turns, but then another big change coming up is just Mega Pokemon coming back.
Yeah.
So, by the time next Worlds comes around, we're going to have Mega Pokemon in rotation.
We're going to have
that's going to be wild.
We're going to have three prizers back in the format.
We're going to have three prizers back in the format. I think, I know I definitely wanted to talk about the Mega Venusaur and the Mega Latias, Mega Latias, specifically because it's a basic Mega. So that means we're going to have basic Megas, and instead of having to have the Pokemon and then Mega Evolve it like we did in the previous time they were around, and Mega Evolving ending your turn, you're just going to have basic Megas. So that means Mega Latias for sure, Mega Absol, Mega Audino, all of these Megas that were just one single stage Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. I wonder what that implication is going to be. I know they weren't good previously when they were in, but
we're also not going to have any of the Spirit Links.
Exactly.
It's going to be a straight evolution. So, I think if we're going to go over some of the cards, we have the translations and stuff of some of the cards. They haven't really done too many releases since the end of the Japanese league that just ended.
Right.
But they did release some stuff, and we can go over some text and wording of the cards. But compared to the old Megas, I do believe they've nerfed them for the fact that how easy it is to get them out.
Well, just power creep in general,
it's slow.
Pokemon are doing.
For three prizers, I do believe they did not really give an incentive to play them quite yet. We know there's going to be more Megas coming out. Mega Gengar still hasn't been released yet, but it's been released that we're getting one, but the text hasn't been released yet, so who knows what that looks like.
Yeah.
We're getting Mega Charizard. We're getting it looks like Mega Rayquaza's coming back as well. So we're getting some other Megas that we haven't seen the text for yet, but the ones we have seen the text, it's a little underwhelming in my opinion.
For moving into a format where this Scarlet Violet stuff is about to start rotating, while the Scarlet Violet stuff is still in format, it's going to be broken. The Mega Gardevoir is just going to go crazy when the regular Gardevoir is still in format because it's going to be able to hit for huge.
Yeah.
Jesus. But once Gardevoir EX, once the Scarlet Violet stuff starts to rotate out, Mega Gardevoir is not going to be as great because you're not going to have a way to get all that energy onto the field as reliantly, I guess.
And speaking of rotation, man, we are about to lose.
Yeah, I can't believe
so much.
So I came back to the game around Brilliant Stars, and so I was there in a weird time because it felt like Mew VMAX was in the format for so long that it's like, what even is rotation?
Yeah.
So, but then I was here for the entire Scarlet Violet format, and it's like, now I'm seeing stuff from the beginning of Scarlet Violet start to rotate out when it doesn't feel like it was that long ago at all.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna lose Charizard.
Yep.
The big bad boy that's rude ruled the format for so long.
Yep.
We're gonna lose. Look at the top 7 cards. Pick out a grass Pokemon.
Yes. Bug
It's a
catching
combination
set.
of grass Pokemon or grass energy.
We're gonna lose the technical machines, the TMs.
Which is crazy because we did get that card in the last set that lets you go look for TMs. So I'm wondering what's going to look like for that.
Yeah, it's wild the stuff we're about to lose. If they don't reprint them, we're gonna lose Boss's Orders and Professor's Research.
Iono, Professor's Research, Boss.
Crazy.
We're losing Nest Ball, Ultra Ball.
Like,
the whole game is about to slow down.
It's about to slow down
like
a lot.
I think it tremendously. But it's going to be good for the game. It's going to create a little more competition. It's not going to be so like, if I go second, I win type of format.
Yeah. I think that's what they're aiming to do, is just slow the game down.
Mew rotates.
Oh, yeah. 151.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's gonna be interesting.
It really is.
Tool Dance number 2.
Like, I'm looking at cards in my hand that are going to rotate, and it's like, wow, this is crazy.
I use that because I have a second one as well.
Yeah. But then, like, some cards I'm just, like, happy to see them go. Like, Gardevoir, I'm going to be happy to see Gardevoir go. I was never a fan of Gardevoir. It's crazy to think that we're less than half a year away.
By the way, I'm going first.
Yes.
And this is...
Yeah. No, this is a good board state for sure. I'm sure to use all my discard recovery immediately.
Teal Dance.
I think, like, Mega Venusaur is going to go crazy in the format, though.
Yeah, let's talk about Mega Venusaur.
So it's got the same ability as it did before, where as often as you like during your turn, you can move Grass Energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So it's just insane. Put TM Evo, put a Luminous Energy. I'm going to use Buddy Puffin.
So Mega Venusaur is... it's a 3-prizer, 4-cost retreat. Ability is Solar Transfer. As often as you like, during your turn, you may use this ability to move 1 Grass Energy from one of your Pokemon to another Pokemon. And then Juggle Jump, 240 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Very good card. Being able to E-switch basically on demand, it's extremely good.
Yeah.
380 HP. So, again, if you don't run into the Typhlosion, your one bad matchup that you probably have there, this deck is really good.
Exactly. And I think it's not even necessarily the Pokemon itself, but it's other cards that have already been introduced, like the Wally supporter.
Yeah.
That's like, it's heal energy or heal all damage, but it's like discards the energy or something like that, but you can just move the energy off. Hero's Cape is going to be legal when that becomes legal, so like Ace specs are going to start rotating. That's going to be crazy. But it's wild.
We're getting a cool Ninetales in the Mega pack. Ninetales is 1 colorless energy. It's called Supernatural Transformation is the attack.
Ooh.
Discard the top card of your deck. If the top card was a supporter card, use the effect as the supporter card as your attack.
Wow.
Yeah, so like
that's cool.
So you could
technically support her twice.
It'd be really cool to combine that with Cypher Maniac. Because you'll Cypher Maniac, you could Cypher Maniac and Iono on the very top of your deck. Iono, use that attack, Iono, and get the second card you got plus a fresh new hand.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really interesting combination.
It would be really cool to see. It's over to you. So that's a cool card.
All right, so we'll evolve into Toadscroll.
The Mega Latias, again, it's not really like a crazy card in itself. It's kind of a worse Pikachu EX. But the fact that it's a single stage, the fact that it's a basic Mega just has wild implications for the future of Mega Pokemon in this game. So, like, the attack, it's not that great. You have the Latios that's coming out also with that. That's going to help power it up.
Yeah, so Latias, so everybody knows the exact text of Latias. Latias' first attack is one colorless. It's called Strafe. 40 damage, you may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench, so it's a hit and run tactic.
Yep.
And then one fire, one psychic, one colorless. It's called Illusory Pulse. 300 damage, discard all energy from this Pokemon. Like Chase said, like just a worse Pikachu.
Yeah.
To be fair. I mean, you can take advantage of the hit and run strat with the colorless. That's cool. Like play Mimikyu and all kinds of cool stuff. I was a Flygon player. I like that concept, but for only 280 HP and 3 prizes, and it's a Dragon type, so Clefairy exists, so even bigger.
Exactly. So it's not going to go crazy, but it's the implication for me that it's a mega basic Pokemon.
Yeah.
So like. This confirms that there's no special technique or nothing. Mega Pokemon are just going to evolve straight from the previous evolution of the Pokemon it's based off of. So Mega Lucario is straight up from Riolu, and we knew that because it said the basic form in the top left corner. But like, still, it's just wild to have that confirmed that Riolu is just going to evolve straight up into Mega Lucario in the game, and then like Curly is going to evolve into Mega Gardevoir. That's wild. And then you have Mega Basics.
Yeah. And then the basic Latias that you were talking about, its Lustrous Assist is basically once per turn, when your Mega Latias moves from the bench to the active, you can use that ability, move all energy from your benched Pokemon, not just that, to Mega Latias. So it's like, it's better Pikachu in that essence because you can always move energy forward onto him, but the acceleration for energy is the question. Like, what are we gonna get that's gonna load energy on your bench to allow you to move it forward? Unfortunately,
the ability's cool, but you're not gonna get the value out of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, your Mega Lucario is kind of poo poo.
No, I know, but I like the fact that it is energy acceleration, but I don't like that it's 3 prizes.
Yeah,
I hate that these megas are 3 prizes.
Yeah. And I get Garchomp's to stage 2, but it's not that hard to get stage 2s out anymore. Right. So it's like, for a 2 prizer, you can do the same thing, but you also have a snipe ability. This one's just like 270 and you can't attack next turn, or 130 and you get 3 energies.
They're really not making the Mega Pokemon too great, except for like Venusaur is probably the best one right now.
Yeah,
just because of its ability and its attack is pretty good.
But we do have some cool supporters and trainer cards.
There's definitely some cool supporters and trainers coming.
So we're getting a Lily's Determination. Yeah. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 6. If you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining, draw 8. So that's nice. It's a great going second card.
It really is.
Mega Signal, search your deck for any Mega Evolution Pokemon. Put it in your hand.
Yep.
Good card. And then we get what everyone in the world is not looking forward to, because Gardevoir still is going to exist when this card comes out.
Oh, the
Mysterious Garden.
The stadium.
Once per turn, the player may discard an energy from their hand and draw until they have as many as they have Pokemon in play.
But there is, it's either, I think it's coming out in black and white. I think it's coming out in black and white. They're reprinting Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper is going to go crazy against Gardevoir because you immediately, they have the Balloon of the active. Tool Scrapper, get rid of the Bravery Charm. Balloon dies, you take another KO.
But the fact that you get a stadium to accelerate yourself,
Gardevoir is going to be immediately broken for a little bit in the format. I mean, kind of like Mew VMAX was, it kind of just ruled the format for a little bit, and you had to tech against it, or else you were losing. And that kind of sucks.
Well, and Gardevoir is going to rule
for long.
Gardevoir is going to rule the format right now because this exists, so Gardevoir is going to rule it. Because when Gardevoir felt it was going to fall off really hard until Clefairy was printed. When Clefairy was printed, it brought it back to life tenfold.
Yeah.
And then, guys like Henry Chow just cracked the code. Yeah. They found a way to make the deck work without refinement. Every time Gardevoir's lost a piece that people were like, oh, the deck's just garbage now, there's always been like a Henry Chow testing group that's like, we still can go. This. We can still do this.
Yeah, no, it's...
And they're going to ride it like Mew VMAX all the way to the end of time,
The ability to have the Clefairy EX on the bench, Mew in the active, attached to it, and Phantom die for 400 is absolutely wild.
We're going to bench Badoo. Okay. And then, how many cards in your hand?
4.
I'm just going to
hit that Iona.
We'll Mew for 1. bug catching set.
Oh. But I think, like you said, they're trying to slow the game down a bit. But at the same time, they're introducing 3 prizers. So it's like...
Yeah, I think that's like, you have to slow the game down for that.
Yeah.
Because if not, then it's really not worth playing the Megas at all. So you basically just built an engine that's worthless.
Yeah.
Ogre Palm. I'll attach 1 to Toad Scroll.
Okay.
Research.
Okay.
5, 6, and 7. All right. Teal Mask. Teal Mask. E-Switch.
Okay.
Just make it easier for you. I use it. Yeah, okay. So we are doing 4, 8, 12, 16, 2, 280.
Good lord. It's okay. Refund directive.
So the next card, I want to talk about too is it's under talked about because it's such a funny card. We're getting an Inteleon. Just a single prize Inteleon coming back into the format.
Okay.
1 water energy. Choose a Pokemon in play, yours or your opponent's, that has the least HP remaining on the field, except for this Pokemon. And it's knocked out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, interesting. Funny. Is it good? Probably not.
Probably not.
It's only got 130 HP. It's a stage 2. But it's funny. I say it's funny because if you have a Charizard, or if I have a Charizard and you have a Dragonpult, your Dragonpult dies.
Yeah.
Both full HP, but because you have the 10 less, you just die. And I'm like, it's funny.
That's funny.
So I could see that working inside of like just a big, like Venusaur. Run that inside Venusaur. You have a 380 HP Pokemon, and you're just like, cool. Inteleon Snipe. And you just run quad Inteleon with Venusaur, and he's like, he's always going to be the strongest. Or Garchomp.
Yeah.
Your goal is never to use the 400 HP. You got this cool looking shiny 400 HP Pokemon, but he's only there so Inteleon can just snipe everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Isn't that like a wild concept to think of too?
That's a little...
I was sitting at home and I was like, man, that card just sounds bad because of this, this, and this. And I was like, wait a minute. It makes sense inside of Megas because Megas have such a beefy HP that now that card actually does make sense. It makes Megas decent, if I do say so.
Yeah. Because
now you're not using the Mega. It's just there. It's
just there. I'm not in a good spot here. My hand is kind of Garbo. So I'm just kind of evolving him to keep him out of one shot, I guess.
You don't want to give me Charizard?
I don't have a Charizard. I can't get a Charizard.
You probably don't want a Charizard against this.
I would like to get some energy and get powered up a little bit, be able to smack back. But I just got to pass.
Okay.
Not in a good spot.
We'll go here. I'm going to nest ball. Wait.
But yeah,
I can't nest ball. I lied.
Oh, your bench is full?
That's why
I had thrown this together because I was like, I guess Charizard Dragonpool's doing okay now, and Gardevoir's coming up because it just won, and I had the pieces for it, so I threw it together. but I don't know. It's never something that's been my favorite thing because I brick with it so much. But when it pops off, and it goes hard.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to prioritize that. Doesn't feel good throwing away 2 bosses, but
Ouch.
5, 6, and 7. All right. Teal mask number 1.
Yep.
Teal mask number 2.
Okay.
Bug catching set.
Okay. As soon as I think, like, surely there can't be more grass energy, right?
Oh, I missed it on that one. There is still 2 more in here.
I figured it's probably 10. I definitely like the concept of this deck for sure.
Teal mask number 3.
Yep. Okay. So there's one more.
You switch.
Oh, wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Yeah, your Charmeleon's dead.
Yep. Figured that. I'm in a bad spot.
All right.
So top deck if I didn't already have that.
So that's pretty much the mega stuff that we've been introduced to.
Yeah, I just think the implication of the mega basic Pokemon. So like Mega Audino is probably going to be a little fun if they do that. I think the way they did the previous one. There's Mega Absol, Mega Kangaskhan. That did get slightly revealed because
it got leaked.
Well, no, because the binder that they revealed had Mega Kangaskhan on it, along with the other megas that they've already revealed. So Mega Kangaskhan is definitely going to be coming.
And then one other card to like kind of note that you're probably going to want to pick up when you get it. It's heal all damage from one of your Mega Pokemon. If you healed all damage, put all energy attached to that Pokemon into your hand. Again, another way to make Inteleon good.
But you can. So is that Wally?
Yeah, it's Wally. Wally's Compassion.
So you use Venusaur, move all the energy off Venusaur into something else, Wally to heal, and then Venusaur, move all the energy back to Venusaur to attack.
Or you just have Venusaur sitting there, and if they decide to ping into Venusaur, you're just like, heal Inteleon Snipe. And you're just like, I'm telling you, the more you can like conceptualize the Inteleon of how like good it can be.
So we're gonna. It's all I can do, unfortunately. I'm gonna 200.
Okay.
I can do 30 here.
Yep.
And I can do the rest here.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure can.
Yeah, that's fine with me, man. That's fine with me, man. That's fine with me.
Man,
it's
cool,
okay.
Be cool.
That's fine with me, man. It's okay. I'm not in a good spot. Is he doing enough back to knock?
That's what I'm about to see. So it's 80
plus 40, right?
For each of your benched Pokemon that have a grass energy.
So
80.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 times 4
is 240 plus 80
is
that's 320.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing enough.
Dang. All right.
But just to. So I also had an Ultra Ball for Fez, and I had researchers to get the last grass energy.
So this is one I was interested in. Like this one's going to rotate too, right, Arvin?
Yes.
Yeah. Because like they reprinted it a lot. Same with Iono throughout the Scarlet Violet sets. Sure. But like,
okay, so next we'll talk about the competition.
Yeah, the changes to
and our travel pattern. The changes. What to look forward to. All right.
So the biggest
new deck,
change.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is.
Second. Sweet. The biggest change I think that everybody's going to be talking about is the turns.
Yes. So, just so you guys know, before we start talking into it, we'll read this verbatim.
Official ruling.
Verbatim what it says. So we'll talk about points then, since I'm already here. So they've upped it from 125 Masters to 135. So they added in 10 spots.
Whole extra 10 spots.
They have not changed how they're doing the qualification points. So it will still be based on the hierarchy of points. They did not change regional invite rules. So first place, if you get first place in every single regional, you still get to gatekeep that invitation spot.
That's wild.
So
VGC does it a little bit differently, where I believe this is how VGC does it. If you get first place in a regional, you get your Worlds invite. If you get first place in another regional, they treat second place as first, third place as second, and so on and so forth.
Well, they very specifically said they will not treat second place to an invite. What I think they should have done, and I've been saying this, is if they're not going to treat second place to an invite, they should take that invitation and roll it into the top 135.
Yeah.
So it should be now top 136. If one person, yes, cool. Henry Child's accomplishments this year were unbelievable.
Yeah.
But he had a world invite from last Worlds. He got an invite for this one, so that's one. He won 3 regionals. That's 4. Plus, he has his top 125 invite. He gatekept 5 spots from people this year. And, like, it doesn't sound like a lot, 5 spots out of 125, but there's an underdog story in those 5 spots that didn't get a chance now.
Yeah, that's just 5 people or at least 4 other people, because 1 spot was for him. But, like, that's at least 4 other people who aren't going to get their shot at Worlds.
Yeah.
And it's not Henry Child's fault. It's not at all on him.
He's playing the game for the accolades and the achievement, which is 100%.
His accomplishments are amazing, and he should not be receiving any hate.
Pokemon in general should have seen this as like a not a very good thing for
encouraging people to want to come back.
Exactly. I do believe what's going to happen, though, and it happened at the beginning of this season, where when they changed the day 2 requirements to like a stricter, harsher, if you get 3 ties, you're out type of deal, they changed it. And I'm presuming it had to do with revenue. Because, when you change it to where you cut the day 2 almost in half by the pool, those people go home. They're not hanging around. They're not staying around.
Right.
So they saw thousands of dollars just walk back out the door.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't going to stay. The vendors are getting kind of shafted because they're there for 3 days, and on day 2, they're seeing maybe 100 people, 200 people, and it's like those vendors that like aren't making any money then. So now vendors are going, well, is this even worth it for us?
Right.
So what I think is going to happen at Worlds, and I hope it happens, just because I think it'll balance things out. I'm hoping that they go from what they have there last year, 2,000 people there last year, and now they're going to have little under 1,000.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that they see the what has happened, and then we go back to a championship based invite.
I think they're expecting a bunch of people to want to buy spectator passes just because it's Worlds, and I don't think they're going to see that.
No,
I don't think they're going to see the too many people buying spectator passes.
It's hard for people just to drop everything they're doing to go get a spectator pass in Anaheim, California.
Yeah,
or God forbid if it was in Japan or Hawaii, like. It's cool. Like, I would love to go to those places, but if I can't compete, if I have no chance to compete, then I'm not going to.
And this just occurred to me too. What they're probably hoping on as well is that like the friends of people who made it into Worlds and like the shops that people go to, like like if one of the people who are regular here made it to Worlds, a lot more people here would be more inclined to buy a spectator pass because they would want to go with that person, see that, go on that vacation. And so that's probably what they're banking on too, and they might get a lot.
But you're talking like an extra 20, 30 people then.
Yeah.
But you're not talking the 400 or 500 people you shafted out of Worlds because you changed the format to this top qualification. But you're also discouraging new players from competing at these big tournaments because the top 125 is basically gate kept by those people.
Right.
Yes, you have like 1 or 2 people who squeak in, but like the top 100 players, man, they've been the top 100 players for years.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and it's no disrespect to them, like they're the best players. They've earned that spot, but you want more people to be able to get there.
You're cutting the underdog story out. You're cutting the guy who can't show up to every single regional and every single NAIC or IC. You're cutting that guy out, and it's like the encouragement for people to play on a professional level is becoming more professional as far as like.
And everybody started somewhere.
Yeah,
so
you need the sponsors, you need the team. Like,
right.
You're building it to where
the YouTube channel.
You're building it to where, like, if you're not on a team and you're not testing and you're not doing all this stuff on a single daily basis, like if your life isn't 24/7 this, then don't even think about Worlds. Like, it's not even in your wheelhouse to even think about.
Yeah.
And that's not. I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah.
That's not healthy to a children's game at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we want to encourage these kids we want to encourage new kids to play. We want to encourage their parents to play.
Right.
But and encourage kids that are coming up from juniors and seniors to masters. But some of these juniors and senior kids, you know, they're going to go into masters, and it goes from like their pool of 200 people per game to we just got back from NAIC. It was 4,000 people, and it was like in the masters alone, we were sitting at almost 3,800 people just in masters alone. So it's like you're really setting an expectation of very, very it is very weird expectation to set. And we are very, very big. Like, I was very big into like how much I was encouraged to go to these regionals and go to these like events. And for me, like I'm full disclosure, I'm 30 years old, so the travel part of it, I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. Yeah. But I'm also competitive. I played football from middle school to professional, and I'm a very competitive person. So, I want that chance to go to Worlds. I want to, this year, this season is going to be my biggest push. San Francisco has always been a dream of mine to go to. Yeah. So you guys will hear me 1,000 times, like, speculating and kind of going over stuff, because this season will be the season that I push the hardest. I'll be traveling to every cup, every challenge I can, every regional I can. Yeah. Just to make that kind of push that I want to push to.
Late hours on TCG Live. Oh, let's go.
It's 100%. Like, I feel like I've been in this game for 2 years now. Yeah. And this last season was my best season. I actually got a good concept of the game. My first season was like, hey, I'm here, guys. Yeah. Like, just kind of waving my hands around, like, what are we doing? We're going to go get drunk now?
Just
cool.
Your feet wet. Just get your feet wet. Put your toes in the water.
Now it's on a more serious, and I think we have a good testing group. I think
so too.
I think the people here at Woké, if you ever sit down, like, theory crafting with some of the guys here, you, Nick Spence, Joey, Johnson, even Goose, like, we all have a good concept, and I think the core of us, like, even Sean and Josh down in Ormond Beach, like, they come in, like, we have such a good concept of the game now that, like, we're building it. We have a team, I would say, that we can like lean on each other and build theory stuff.
We just have a team of everybody who likes to play different stuff. Yeah. So it's like we're never going to be on the same page about what to play ever. Yeah. I think that's so funny.
It is funny because, like, Henry's group,
they're all on the same deck.
Yeah, that's all Gardevoir. And they may have little changes here and there between each other, but most of them play pretty much the same 60. And it's like,
at the end of the day, they probably have other stuff built to play test against. Yeah. So that's probably like how they get their practice. But still, like,
but then you come here and it's like, we have everything built and we're going to play everything different, and we're probably going to take something different to a regional too. But but it's cool, man. I enjoy it.
Nah, I'd say if I had one like ultimate goal or dream when it comes to Pokemon, I would, and I know it's like it's out there, it's far fetched. If I could dream, my ultimate goal, my ultimate dream would be to win world championships in every single division of Pokemon. So the TCG, VGC, Unite, Go, all of it. I think that would, to be the first person to hold like a world championship title in everything would be like, I'm getting chills. Like, that would be so cool. Could you imagine that? That'd be the coolest thing ever. And that's just like, that's my like Pokemon Master dream, I guess.
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
It's out there, but if I could even win one thing, that's why when I do have my opportunity, because I don't get the chance to go to regionals that often, because it's I don't know my price range right now. Maybe one day I'll be in that spot, but the options, the chances that I do get to go and I play against the people that are like, how close are you to your Worlds invite? How many points do you need? You should just give me the game because I'm this close. I need this many points. And I'm just like, you want to, like, I get that I'm not even breaking 100 right now, but do you understand? If I do good today, and win and continue to win, I could just get my invite.
And guys like us, like I don't give free wins.
No, I don't either.
Unless
you're gonna have to work for it. If you want to win, you got to beat.
Unless it's a dire situation, or unless my days come into an end anyways. I don't mind giving away a win if my day I know for a fact is over. But as long as there's a fighting chance, I will never ever give a free win.
Yeah,
it's just not how I'm built, and it's not. It's no disrespect to anyone. You could be literally one win away from Worlds, and I'm that guy.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna have if you want that win,
you have to go
prove
through
to
me
exactly
because
prove to me that you deserve it. That's my stance. It's like you're not gonna. Because that just tells me that you have gotten your way to Worlds by just asking people to give you wins. And that doesn't sit right with me because I'm in a position where I got to fight my way there. If I'm going to get there, I got to use the chance that I have to fight my way there. And there's so many other people in that position.
Yeah.
So I don't think it should be fair for anybody to be like, oh, well, you should just kind of give me this win. It's like, no, and you're going to prove to me that you deserve it.
And before we go over the change in end of time, we're going to go over the top 16 qualifications now, because that's another big change that's happened too. So it used to be there was an ace 32, top 32. They cut it to top 16. If there's a tying record to go into top 16, it is a random pick out of the ties for top 16. They are not bringing everyone in. So there will no longer be a top 32 asymmetrical cut. It will be top 16, and it is a hard top 16. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or we tied, and like we tied records. Like there's 4 of us that tied the same record. Nope. Yeah. They will pick one person out of those 4 that tied that record, and they will go into top 16. There will be no longer a top 32 ASIM. Day 2 record, you can still make day 2 7-1. You can still make day 2 6-4, I do believe 6-0-4. Whatever the record was to get into day 2, you can still make it to day 2. But to make top 32 ASIM, it is top 16 now.
Wow.
That is period. So there's a chance there's going to be 250 people that make day 2, and only 16 of them are going to make into the top cut. So they have cut it by basically a whole round. They've cut a whole round out of day 2.
Jesus.
I get it though, because when it's midnight and you're still running your day 2, Pokemon's going, all right, we got to do something here, because this is a little much. Like we got 9-year-olds on stage at 10 o'clock at night trying to play a game.
It's like the hobby is becoming more popular, and I get that, so it's going to have to become more strict. Yeah, I team vote.
Okay,
it's going to have to become more strict, and I get that.
It is,
but like, damn, that's. Competition's going to be more tough. And I understand why. But if anybody ever sees me at a regional, you're going to have to prove to me that you deserve to move forward and actually win. That's all I got to say about it. Because I don't get the chance to go very often. So.
Listen, man, I don't get free wins. You don't get free wins.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nobody's ever looked at me and been like, you know what, buddy? You want to win? You get it.
Right. And like eventually, maybe in the future, I'll be in a position where it's like, yeah, I can go to all these regionals and I can really compete and I can really. But it's like, after I would want to do, I guess, TCG first. Win that one, then I'm going to VGC. That's just what I got to do. Because I think that would be so cool.
Jolting charge. And the reason I'm not going over all these plays, guys, because these decks that I'm playing right now are very rudimentary, very basic. Not basic, but they are out there for everyone to see. The Chase is a little different, though. They're playing a Legacy Energy and crap,
Legacy Energy. It was the only energy I had in my hand, too, to attach to the Monkey Dory, so I kind of had to. But that'll be fun for you.
All right, it is all you.
All
right. Time to go into the biggest change, I think.
Just going to put this here for no reason.
The biggest change we have coming up the time and round rule change.
Yeah.
So during the 2025 season, blah, blah, blah. So it used to be time and round. This is the summary of this part of it. Time and round was always judge called time and round. It was turn 0 was whoever's turn it was on.
Whoever was active player was turn 0.
Then you go 1, 2, and 3. That was always the rule. It's been the rule for years. But Pokemon said, you know what? That's taking too long. Let's figure out how to shorten this down.
Because when it got to turns, people were deciding like, oh, I can really take my time now, and just started kind of playing a lot slower.
Yes.
Things started lasting longer, and it was just kind of not good. God.
So, after time is called, this is the new ruling. After time is called in a round, competitors will have an additional full turn plus 1 turn to complete their match. The active competitor will complete their turn. The opponent will then complete their turn. If no winner is determined, it's a draw.
Yep.
If it is necessary, there will be an overtime clock of 10 minutes. Again, if the game is not concluded within that, it will be done. And in that 10 minutes, it's not 10 minutes of turn, 10 minutes. It is still 1-1. That's it. So you have 10 minutes to complete your 1-1 turn. Very simple. People are going to win game 1 and
slow play game 2
to the end of Earth.
Yep.
The 3-game format's almost going to be useless, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a lot of I won game 1, I draw game 2, and this is where we're at.
People are going to be much more just responsible for catching slow playing and calling out slow plays.
It puts it on the player, and it also punishes the player too.
Yeah.
But it puts it on both players. Like it's very funny because in this rule change, it's going to cut down day 2 a lot too.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to have more ties. So the ASIM, now the rule change for the ASIM makes sense. Yeah. So the rule for the ASIM change makes sense now. Man, it's just I don't know how I feel about it, but and this is not to toot my own horn. I very, 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 very rarely run into turns. I'm a very quick player.
Yeah.
Like I play through 3 games and still have 15 minutes to spare usually.
I would hope that we have some kind of honor amongst players here where it's like with this change people would slow play less to be able to finish games, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think people are going to intentionally slow play. It's going
to be on you to know your ins, outs, plays, everything to get through games if you need to.
I would almost start having a timer in your head, and it's like if my player's taking too long in between actions, just start warning them. Like,
100%. You should have been doing that anyways. Yeah. But it's going to be on you to know the ins and outs of your decks to play faster on your side too. Because if you play slow on your side, you don't really have too much of a leg to stand on when it comes to their side. Because if you're taking 5 minutes to do your turn, and they turn around and take 5 minutes, but then you start pressuring them, all they're going to do is push it back on you. So you as a player, if you are going to push for that slow play, roll at your opponent, you need to not be in the same boat yourself. Because if you're going to slow play yourself, then you need to just be quiet and let the game go.
Yep.
That is something I ran into, in NAIC where it was like I had to be careful who I called slow play for. Because if it was a tense game where we are both over, like we're chess matching, like it's not slow play, it's really just methodically thinking. But then it goes to your turn and you're like just impatient and like this, and you want to call it, but like you have to realize like, hey, I took 5 minutes last turn, so I get it
for sure.
Prime catcher.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. Knew it was coming.
This is not good. Because I should have it evolved last turn.
Artisan.
But I'm excited to see what it does, man. Again, a rule that can be changed mid-season as well. So say Pokemon sees that is a terrible idea, they can change it. So don't get comfortable until it's comfortable, if that makes any sense. So you could walk into the very first regional, and it'd be this rule, and then walk into one a month later, and it's back to the same old, back into 3 turns. So until they make it like a dead set, this is what it's going to be forever, just hold on and ride it while it's there. And then we have one more thing that we're going to talk about, which is the best
Did you
part
have the
of
rescue
this.
board on him on your first turn?
No, I got it on him on the second turn.
Cool.
I know, that's why I was like, it doesn't make sense, but I still need to get him out of the active.
Well, no, because I was just wondering if when I put this on.
No, you put it on your first turn.
Okay, cool.
The best part of regionals, the best part of NAIC, the best part of anything with Pokemon is the travel part.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I know you don't get to partake as much as you would like to, but you have been to regionals before, which, down in, we're in St. Augustine. Chase has been to Orlando, the Orlando one a couple times, which, fingers crossed, we don't know yet because the second half of the year hasn't been released. We only have, for stateside, we only have until November released. And NAIC, obviously. But first off rip, we have Anaheim, California coming up for Worlds. I know everyone's super excited for that. That will be August 15th through the 17th. Just foreshadowing, who do you think's first? Which 2 decks do you think is going to be top 2, and then who do you think will take it
for Worlds?
Yeah, just a prediction. We're just going to throw out a prediction right now. You still have a month.
I never would have been able to predict freaking Quad Thorns taking it last.
Yeah,
last one. There's always There's always something at the end that can change it up. Apparently, right now, if things keep going the way they are, Gardevoir is definitely going to be up there, and then because of that, Charizard and Dragapult's going to be up there.
So is that your prediction for top 2 decks, like championship match? These are the 2 decks going to play each other.
I don't know if those are going to be the top 2 that are going to play each other. Might end up being another Gardevoir mirror match.
Oh, give me who you think are going to be
in the
top 2. Who are we going to see on stream on Sunday? Who do you think?
Oh my god!
And we're going to make that prediction now. And then in a month, we're going to circle back around to this to see who was right.
You know what? I feel like it's going to be a come up from behind story and a redemption story, a redemption arc. I'm going to say Isaiah Bradner.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he's going to get his redemption arc.
Okay.
What is he going to play though? What has he been playing? I didn't see what he was playing in NAIC.
I think he's playing Dragonpool, if I remember right. Isaiah's been really good about being just a meta guy.
So I think it's him, and like we said, Henry Chow's been on a tear recently.
So Clash of Titans?
It could be very well that he could be up there. But I wanna put a spicy pick in there.
I'm gonna throw a spice. I have.
Does Andrew Mahone have his Worlds invite?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. Damn, because that would have been a good spicy pick.
I got my spicy.
That would have
pick
been a good
for you,
spicy
man.
pick. What was his name that was in there last year? Not the Quad Thorns player, but the. Oh my god, who was it?
I'm not gonna say anything because my 2 picks are gonna be like, wow, like they're gonna be interesting.
I don't know.
I'll let you mull over. You ready for mine?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Joltik Box versus Grimmsnarl in the finals.
Okay.
And I think our boy Jesse Parker on Miraidon Joltik Box is gonna take down Grimmsnarl Azul GG.
Ooh,
that's my prediction.
That is
for
spicy.
Worlds. I think it'll be a fun game.
That is spicy.
You haven't seen much from Jesse this year because he got his Worlds invite after Worlds last year, and he's just kind of been like, he's been playing with Mahomes, like just kind of testing and playing. But I think he's gonna run that Miraidon back, and he's gonna run the table.
It'd be a good format for
Miraidon. Azul got his Worlds invite off of one special event. He won the special event with Miraidon, but he's been on like a Grimmsnarl. Marnie's Grimmsnarl, if you watch his YouTube. So I'm like, I have a feeling that like that could be a really cool finals. So that's my prediction.
You know what? I'll say,
and I think Jesse's gonna go hot, and he's gonna amp out those stupid little monkeys as fast as they come in.
I'll say, you know what? I'll throw Jesse Parker in there up there with Isaiah Bradner for me. I think that would be a good matchup to see.
Okay,
I really do.
And who do you think would take it?
Oh God!
If you're saying Redemption, you guys say Isaiah then, right? On your side,
I think the Redemption would be making it into top 2.
Listen, Isaiah, if you happen to listen to this, just keep your hands down by your side, bud, and just play the game.
Just smile.
Whatever you do, don't screw Jesse over this time.
Just smile and don't even wave. I think it would be a fun like redemption story for both of them to be in the top 2 of this next World.
Yeah,
I think that would be incredible.
It should have been that way because it should have been that way.
Exactly, it'll be the story that we never got.
Yeah,
it'll be the battle that we never got.
Man, and that Jesse was primed against Reggie Drago that year. Like his deck was running hot against Reggie Drago.
I think it'll come down.
And I'm sure when he saw Isaiah win that game, he was like, it was like all claps and like ready to go. And then he saw Quad Thorns sit down in front of him and went, "Ah, crap!"
Yeah,
because Quad Thorns destroyed Miraidon then.
Yeah,
like, no abilities. You can't use Tandem Unit. You could. So you're gonna hit me?
I'm gonna hit you for 2 hundo.
Okay.
We'll knock the Joltik for the 3. I'll put 10 on the Pikachu, and I'll put 20 on Miraidon.
So that's Worlds.
It might come down to this.
Yeah.
Worlds.
Worlds is going to be. It should have the next set in it, black and white. So not much is coming in black and white to make a difference in Worlds, unless you're playing like single prize deck with Typhlosion.
What date is Worlds?
August 15th through the 17th. So the
black
only
and white is released
this month. So
it
will be qualified for Worlds.
Yeah.
Nothing else will be. Like, we're not getting another set before Worlds.
Something will go crazy though. Dynamotor's coming back.
Yeah. So
Miraidon could really pop off. Dynamotor's coming back.
Dynamotor is coming back.
That's crazy.
So after Worlds, we have Germany is going to be in September, blah, 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 Monterey. And then stateside, we have Pittsburgh. We're going back to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a little bit of an interesting one for the shop here because the fact that basically the whole shop's flights got delayed or like canceled. Not this season, but last season when they were supposed to go to Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure like 90% of the guys that were supposed to go to Pittsburgh weren't even able to go to Pittsburgh.
That sucks.
So yeah, it was not a good. It was not a good thing.
Yeah. No, that sucks. Yeah, I guess. I guess, yeah.
I guess you can do things like that.
I guess you could, if you really wanted to, It's kind of messed up, but whatever. That fairy crap. Fairy crap.
Interesting. Okay. Well, goodbye, energies. Full Marato. Wait.
How much are we doing?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 400.
Dang it.
Dang it.
Freaking Clefairy.
All right, so what do we have also? So Pittsburgh's going to be cool. Milwaukee is right after in October. My birthday week. It'll be
Nice.
October 10th through the 12th. My birthday is October 6th. So Milwaukee will be in October. I will
Burning Darkness. Yeah, that's just enough.
I will be going to that one, though.
Milwaukee.
I will be going to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
My daughter lives in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it would definitely be something that I go to.
Be a cool visit.
Okay, so we're going to Iona here. And then lastly, the last event we'll talk about, because this is one that we are all guaranteed to be going to. It is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas.
They are sending 3,000 to 4,000 Pokemon players to the Sin City. I am super excited. I have never been there my entire life.
Yeah, no, I've never been. We'll see. We'll see if I can go to that one. November of this year?
Yeah, November. So the event is November 14th through the 16th. Relatively cheap, man. I look at round trip flights. They're $100 for a round trip flight. Hotel literally a block away from the event, $60 a night.
It's not bad.
Pass. So that's gonna be fun. And then New Orleans was announced again, which if you follow Pokemon, 2 years ago, we were told that we were on contract for New Orleans for 3 years, and that was starting in 2024. So 2024, 2025, and 2026. So in retrospect, it wasn't a massive surprise that that's where we were going to go, given the fact that, you know, some of our friends here just were super happy and super excited for the announcement. But it was kind of known that that's what we were going back to, which is cool because we always, like, the past 2 years have been an absolute blast in New Orleans. Maybe this is the year we get Chase here to go. You know, we've been trying to get him to go for the past 2 years.
Hopefully.
You know, listen, chalk it up as an anniversary gift to the wife.
For real.
Boss out something. Do it. I'm not going to Iona you to one. Just in case you do that. The fear of the Iona was real.
Night Stretcher.
Now you only have one card, so it doesn't matter.
I have two. My counter heavies yet. Okay. Counter catcher. Pikachu, Iron Hands, or Miraidon. I think I'm gonna go Pikachu.
Okay.
I think that's the better play. Some more energy on that one, and we'll just Burning Darkness.
All right. Give me something good. That was something good.
That's not bad.
We'll go Fez.
Crazy. It looks dark in
man,
here,
and that
though,
ends the
but-
game for you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Arvin.
We're just gonna Arvin for that.
For the Galvantula. Darn it.
And who knew a little spider would kill a Charizard? Doing 180 times 2.
Yeah.
I think your play there was to kill the spider. No matter how much you didn't want to do it, you should have killed the spider.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because this guy was over here.
That's fair. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, no, because I was going to evolve next turn.
Guys, and that's a play-by-play on how Worlds is going to go this year.
Yeah, right? Nah, Isaiah Brandon's going to kill the spider. But yeah, that was just a general discussion video. It was less about the play and more about the talking about a lot of the changes coming up. Mega Pokemon coming in, changes to the game, changes to the formats, changes to the number of people going everywhere. It's a lot of changes coming up for the TCG, and some of them cool, some of them kind of meh. And I guess we're just gonna have to let the Pokemon Company figure this out for themselves if they're making good changes or bad changes, right? But we can always just have discussions on kind of our thoughts and feelings about everything happening. But if you have any general thoughts or feelings or want to discuss anything, feel free to go do that in the comments below.
Tell us that we were completely wrong about everything that we said.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. We might argue back, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all in good fun. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, we're here to play a game that we love.
Right.
Pokemon is doing the best they can to make that game as smooth as possible for us. So this is no bash towards Pokemon at all. They go through a lot of extensive research and testing on what they do. And I get a lot of their changes. You know, they're trying to make the game so that they're not there till midnight. You know, plus.
Right. And it will help kind of smooth things along.
Yeah. And as players, we're always going to have our own opinion towards things, but we're still going to sign up for these regionals. We're still going to go to them. We're still going to have a blast at them.
And we're still going to get slow played in game 2.
We're always. We might even get slow played in game 1.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, you know, megas are exciting. Hopefully we get to bring you guys a video here soon with some more mega stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Including, like, I'm really excited to see what this Mega Gengar is going to look like.
That's going to be cool.
Because people have been waiting for a good Gengar.
Every time we get a Mega Kangaskhan EX or even Kangaskhan EX, it's just a multi-hitter.
Yeah.
It's like a flip coin, attack. So I'm kind of excited to see what a basic
And Gengar's always been like
look like.
It's just been a letdown. Like,
yeah.
It looks cool, and then
always
you play it, and
cool.
it just makes you sad.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, you know, we get that Gengar that's like people have been waiting for.
Yeah.
Rayquaza, you know, I hope when it comes out, it's not a letdown. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, I hope when it comes out, people are like, this is cool. This is like they've got to do something.
Is gonna.
Mega Diancie is also been confirmed. You know,
Whew, this is crazy.
They also did a little teaser that there might be an Arceus as well coming back into format. So
okay,
I don't know if there's gonna be a Mega Arceus. Like, that would be insanity.
Probably gonna get some kind of Zygarde.
We're definitely going to get a Zygarde. You know, Z8. Again, guys, Z8 comes out in, what, a month and a half? August?
It was either August or October. But either way, it's right
coming
around
out.
the corner. Yeah.
So we have Z8 coming out. And then Gen 10 should start, the format for Gen 10, you know, Generation 10 should be starting to unfold itself.
I think they're definitely going to reveal, like... So they dropped the teaser for Gen 9 for Scarlet Violet just randomly, and it was towards the end of the year, I think in 2021.
So the end of Arceus. Or like...
Yeah. So like Legends Arceus came out, and then we started getting teasers for Gen 9.
And that's what's going to happen with ZA. So ZA is going to drop, and we're going to get...
November, into the November area, we'll start to see teasers for Gen 10. So I'm excited to see the Gen 10 starter leaks. That's going to be fun.
But like always, guys, we appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. And always remember, Meganium will be better than Feraligatr and ZA. Have a nice one, guys.
Whoa. That was uncalled for.